What's up guys, it's Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I just thought I could give you guys some tips and tricks on some study habits and just a couple things that have helped me throughout college. If any of you are new here, just a refresher, my name is Vanessa. I am a sophomore here at Western New England University. I also play soccer here, and so I kind of have a lot going on in my life, and trying to balance that can be challenging. My major was last year business, undecided. I came in, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I actually got into the school for health sciences, which is kind of crazy because I didn't even pursue that at all. And this year I decided to switch my major to marketing and communications, so I've kind of been all over the place, which I guess is fine. It's okay to not know what you want to do. But I hope you guys enjoy this video and hearing some of the tips and tricks, and let's just get right into it. So my school started about 2 weeks ago. Western England starts a little bit earlier than most schools around me and state schools. So I'm just going to start off with, I have like a list down here. I'm just going to start off with like a list of things that I have. First tip is having a planner. So having a planner in my life is essential and key. It is like the only thing that keeps me organized, and if I don't write it down, I will forget it. So I've learned that that's worked for me. Of course, everything works, differently for you, but I just think if you're going into college or you haven't used a planner and you're finding yourself unorganized, I think it's really important to start using one. So the first thing I do when I get my planner is I check my syllabus. So you're going to get a syllabus from all of your classes, and typically they have everything written down from like first day of classes to the finals week and your exams. But I actually did this in one of my classes freshman year. My professor just gave us our syllabus and told us that we had to write everything down into a journal or a planner or something digital, something just to get it down on paper. And I've just used that ever since because I just feel like it's worked for me. So I get my syllabus and I just look at all of my dates that things are due so that I never forget, and I just put it down right on the date that it is, and it's easy. And if I feel like I'm going to forget something, I know prior of time, so that's a good tip. Which leads me into my second tip. It's important to make checklists and just like write everything down. Otherwise, I don't know how you would really remember anything. Like to me, I would just completely forget like the third thing that I had to do. So that's another tip that's super important. Number 3, I know most classes in college you have lectures, or class is different every time, but most of the time your professor is going to be talking and have a PowerPoint up, and you're going to have to be writing notes. Preference of how you want to do that is, either writing them down on a notepad with pen or pencil, or you could do it on your Google Docs or something and keep that. So what's worked best for me is writing my notes out in class, as best as I can on paper, and then I know this sounds kind of crazy, but going back to your room and immediately writing them down on your Google Docs or some type of document that you can keep track of. Found helps, one, keep me organized because sometimes I can't find my papers, I lose them, I lose my notebook, I don't know, sometimes I can't read my handwriting, and 2, it like drills it into your brain, and overall you're just more organized. Number 4, school doesn't come easy to you, and I can vouch for myself because I'm one of those people whose school does not come naturally easy to me. I have to work hard, I have to study to get decent grades. Like, I will admit I don't get straight A's. I try my best to get A's and B's, but I've gotten a couple C's in my life, and I don't know, like, it doesn't define you. If school does come hard to you and tests aren't really your thing, or you're uncomfortable with something and you're not understanding anything, just talk to your professors. Like, they are super nice, they're super helpful, they want you to do well. There really is so much help in college, and I got help in high school too, but you're paying for your college, they're getting paid as well. But it's not even about that. They do really want you to succeed, and there's so much help around you. If you don't understand something, don't think you're the only one in class who doesn't understand it. The person to your left and right are probably just in the same boat as you, and it's okay to ask questions. Like, don't be afraid to raise your hand in class and ask a question, if you want. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? My freshman year I was a little shy. I didn't want to raise my hand at all. I was like, oh no, like, what if the question I ask is going to be someone's going to think I'm stupid, and then the person to your left asks the question and you're like, oh, like, that's the question I had. So, you're all in the same boat. I think I'm on question 5. I know that I'm guilty of this, and I'm sure most of you people going to school are too, but don't skip class. It's so easy in college to just not go to class. On your own time, you wake up, you can decide if you want to go to your 8 a.m. or you can decide if you want to sleep in. Like, nobody's there to push you or wake you up and shake you and dress you and get you out to class like you were when you were young. And I guess if you need something to keep you motivated to get to class, maybe write down some goals of yours, which brings me into my next tip. Write down some goals of yours to keep you motivated, and maybe that will push you to go to class. Like, for example, you're paying for college, so why would you skip class when, you know, you're the one in the end who's gonna lose out? So maybe just keep that in the back of your mind or something. So another tip, I think I'm on 6. So saying no, that's a big one. You don't always have to say yes. There's going to be times in college where all your friends are going to the mall, or all your friends are going out to go get a bite to eat, and you have an exam the next morning and you're just about to open up your book to study and they ask you to go and you're like, you're debating, and it's gonna come down to a yes or no, and it's okay to say no. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. You're always gonna, you know, there's stuff always going on. You're always gonna have something to do. You go out to dinner this time, then you go out to dinner next time. It's really not a big deal. You just have to make sure you're putting yourself first, because there's nobody more important than yourself. If it's not worth it, then, you know, you don't go. The difference between somebody who's mature and, you know, maturing, and hopefully this can give you guys some input on that. It's also really important to make time for yourself. If, you know, the weekend rolls around and all your friends are going out and, you know, you're all getting ready and stuff, but you're just like mentally and physically drained. Like, this has happened to me where I've had soccer practice and I'm just like extremely tired, but I still go hang out with my friends or something, and I'm there and I just wish I stayed in bed. Like, that has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to other people as well. Bottom line is, there's always going to be other times to do something. Just make sure that you're putting yourself first, because that's always super important. Another thing that I found useful was using sticky notes. A lot of people in college actually use sticky notes. I see them around all the time. They're just a good way to write down anything that you think you're forgetting, or just something simple like my roommates and I actually use them. We have a sticky note by our door when we leave that says blow out the candles, just so we always remember to blow out our candles. We also have sticky notes for whose food in the fridge. Like, to the left side, maybe there's like a pink sticky note. That would be my strawberries or something. And to the right, those would be like my roommate's like bananas, and she has the yellow sticky note. So just like to differentiate those. They're also just good to put them somewhere where you see. I write some notes out and I'll put sticky notes on like my computer laptop, and I know that it's on my desk when I wake up, and I'll see it and I'm like, oh right. Like, so this is kind of a weird one that I've never heard before, but using pens and pencils that you actually like and that write well, because your penmanship really shows your effort, and if you're not writing well, it kind of looks like you're not putting in effort if you're handing a paper into your professors, and it just shows lack of effort. So pens and pencils that you actually like how your penmanship comes out and how you're writing is something super small but super important, and I just thought it was a weird one, but I just wanted to address that a little bit. I think I only have a couple more left. Another one of my tips is just simply getting things done right away. I know I have a bit of a habit with this. Not doing my dishes right away or something, and it's just good to get into the habit of, if you're changing, pick up your shirt, put it back in your drawer. If you're eating something, clean your dish right away, because then you're gonna have a pile of dishes and it's just no good for you or your roommates or anybody in college. And I'm talking for more people who I'm a sophomore, so now I do have like a kitchen, like a living space. But even your dorms, like, you have snacks, like, you guys can leave things out. Just make sure you put them away. It's just a really good habit to get into for the future, and it's only going to benefit yourself. Lastly, sure, I'm not the only one who gets this, but I always get the question, like, what do you want to be when you're older? Do you know what you want to do? And I'm always kind of feeling pressured by that, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want to do right now. I mean, I have an idea, but tip of mine is, if you don't know what you want to do, don't stress out about it. It's really that simple. Like, it's not something you're gonna know right off the bat. What I have found that's worked for me is to eliminate what I don't want to be and like don't want to do, compared to what I do want to do. So stuff that I'm interested in, just take some time sometimes and I write them down. Things that I know I don't want to be and I just don't find simply interesting, I also write that down, because things you don't want to do obviously balance out to what you could possibly do. So I know I don't want to be an engineer. It's just not in me. It's just something I wouldn't find interesting. I know I don't want to be anything that has to do with marine biology. I just simply couldn't picture myself doing anything with that subject. Also, to add on to that, think about what your interests are, what you like to do every single day. Do you like people? Do you, I don't know, are you an introvert? Do you not like feeling pressure? Do you not like public speaking? You know, for me, I love the gym, so I want to make sure my job in the future is something to not necessarily do with that, but I want to make sure that I can still be able to get to the gym because that's something important in my life. So I want to make sure that there's time that I can go to the gym in the morning or find some time in the evening to go to the gym. If I was a doctor, I feel like I wouldn't have time to do that. Not saying not to be a doctor, but just personally for me, that's my interest and that's a passion I have for the gym. So that's something I want to make sure that I can get done. Kind of wraps up my tips and tricks for going into college, or you know, trying to be a little bit more productive in school. And just because I'm going back to school, I thought this would be a good video. And before I end this video, I do want to show you guys a little bit of my planner. It's, you know, I've only been in school for about 2 weeks now, so I don't have much in it, but I thought I could just show you everything I have in it. Another thing that I do with my planner is I color code, which might seem like it's like a little extra or whatever, but for me it just really helps to see everything out in my planner, you know, better. I'm a very visual learner, so I feel like when I color code, I just automatically know what is, you know, what goes with what, and it just helps my brain like process it better. So here I have everything that I do, and I color coded it, so like soccer and homework. I still need to find highlighters for that, but kind of what I was talking about when I said I go through my syllabus and I just write down everything that I have due. I just wrote here that we have no classes, and then here today my professor actually told us that we could get extra credit if we went to this woman's speech or something, and I made sure I wrote it down in my calendar so that way I don't miss it, because that's something really important, like extra credit. Then just here's a little example of what I mean by color coding. So yesterday I just wrote down all the homework that I had and color coded it yellow, and when I had practice, so I just kind of do it in like chunks because that helps my brain visualize when I have time off and when I have, you know, some free time. And then here I put extras, and that day I didn't have anything, you know, extra to do. And then same goes for today. I just wrote some homework assignments that I have due and color coded it yellow. And then I wrote down that I had to film today, that I have to get a highlighter for, and then tonight I have a game. So having that just really helps my brain break down what I have done and what I do and what I haven't done yet. And it just really helps me stay organized to my fullest potential. So like I was saying, it's okay to anxiety. You know, college is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life, and make the most of it. And there's always going to be help if you ever have any questions. There's so many people you can reach out to. There's so many people just like you, so don't think that you're the only one who is struggling really bad or, you know, failed your math test. And it's okay if you fail a math test. Like, you know, the world isn't gonna end. You know, testing isn't for everyone, like school isn't necessarily for everybody, but if you can just get through it, if it's something that you don't like, then you step up to the plate and say, you know what, this isn't for me. If you get to school and try it out, you experience it, give it some time. You kind of got to give it some more time to let yourself adjust, and try not to go home right away, because people say that really get out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's been a year or something and you're like, no, this isn't for me. Like, why isn't this for me? I don't understand. You know, that's okay too. If you guys are feeling nervous about school, just remember that people always transfer if it's not something you like, and you know, you might think you want something, you might think you want to go to a big school, and then you end up going and you hate it, and you know, that's perfectly fine too. So just always kind of keep that in the back of your head, that not everything is set in stone how you think. Life kind of throws unexpected things at you, and you kind of just have to be ready to take that. So don't get too overwhelmed and just have fun mainly. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy my video. If this is something you guys would like to see more of, some back to school videos, then leave a comment down below. and like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I wanted to come and interrupt. I thought it would be funny.
No.
It's like cutting my forehead off. Sorry, my name's Hannah, and this is my video. Vanessa's making me do this.
I'm trying to hear you, but like not really.
And yeah, there's a bright light on my face. Bye.